In this series, we're going to take a look at making a portfolio website. This will be a site intended to showcase something. We'll do some examples with pictures, and we'll do some examples with music. When you get right down to it, though, you can showcase anything you want. The base theme we're going to use for this is called Make, and it comes from the Theme Foundry. Make has a free version, which you can see here on the WordPress.org themes directory, as well as a paid version, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. It's very, very flexible, nicely responsive so that it works well on mobile devices, and really quite attractive. Let's take a look at the paid version real quick. This is their website for it. You create a page, you go to Add New Page, and it asks you to build a layout, and you can pick from any of these. Then you add your content and do some styling in the customizer. The paid version has some custom additions for WooCommerce and easy digital downloads. It also has some quick start templates, and some pre-built styles. Also, you can create a widget section in the main content area. And here are some examples of some of the things you can do with it. Make Plus is $99, and if you use it a lot, it's well worth it. However, the free version works very well, and we're going to use it for our demonstration today. We're starting right off with the default install. There's nothing unique about this. I'm going to clean it up a little bit by removing the default stuff. There, now that's done. Let's go to Appearance, Themes, Add New. And you can see here, Make is one of the featured themes that WordPress.org thinks is particularly cool. So let's just click Install. And activate. Now let's reload the home page. It's pretty plain right now because I don't have any posts or any pages. We have some beautiful botanical gardens here in my city, and I take a lot of photos when I go there. So we're going to make a portfolio site showing off some of those photos. In the next video, we'll create some pages, and we'll get some images in there, and we'll show you some really beautiful ways to show them off. In this session, we're going to take a look at creating some different types of galleries. But before I get there, I'm going to change my header a little bit. I found a great image at the Meyer Gardens website. So I'm going back to the customizer. I'm going to go to Header. I'm going to choose Header Background Image. I've already uploaded it, so I'm going to choose from here. And that's our gardens. But I don't like the text written right over it like that. At least I don't think. Let's try it like this. Then, in order to change the main fonts, I need to go here. I'd really like a drop shadow on that, but I don't see an easy way to do that in here. Let's see what it looks like. Traditional. A bit better. You get to see the gardens better. I think I'll go with that. Now let's look at our home page. That's pretty nice. Maybe later I can go into the CSS and put some drop shadow on this font myself. Now I've decided that I don't want to call my blog blog. So I'm going to go back to Pages, Edit, and call it my photo archive. And then I will make posts. There. Now it says photo archive over here on the right. And I don't have any. So let's make one. Let's call our post Day 1. And I'll write a little bit about this visit. Now I'm going to use a default WordPress gallery. There. Now I've chosen 9 images. I'm going to create new gallery. Now I can caption these images, or I can choose not to. I'm going to choose not to at this point. Then I can link to media file. I like 3 columns. I don't want random. And I can optionally show gallery as slider. We're going to leave that off. Make a new gallery. Sorry, we'll make a new category. No tags. And if we had Make Plus, we could add layout settings to posts as well. But we don't, and that's okay. And we'll publish. Then we can view this post. And there we are. If I go to my archive, it looks like this because we are showing full content on the archive. And we can link right to it. In the next several videos, we'll look at some other galleries and how to make them a little more attractive than this. One way to make WordPress galleries more attractive visually is to use the plugin called Jetpack. Let's install that now and I'll show you how it works. We have a whole series on Jetpack at ostraining.com. So if you really want to get in depth, you can take a look there. Now I need to connect it to WordPress.com. Now I'm going to go to Settings, and here's a list of all of the Jetpack options. As you can see, there are quite a few, but tiled galleries is one that we want. So now let's take a look at this gallery. It doesn't look any different. So now let's edit this gallery. And now we have an extra option here. We can choose thumbnail grid, tiled mosaic, square tiles, or circles. Let's choose thumbnail grid at first and see what we think. It looks exactly the same. So now let's try tiled mosaic. There. Now that's a lot prettier. Now this is kind of narrow because it's expecting a sidebar over here. I'm going to leave it like that because at some point I'm going to put in some widgets to show an archive. Also, now when I click, it goes to that. Let's see if we can change that also. Let's try square tiles. There. Now it's similar to the way it was in the beginning, but it got rid of some of the space between. And then I'll show you circles. I'm not crazy about it, but it's impressive to look at. There. So that's what circles look like. By far my favorite is the tiled mosaic. So we're going to put that back. There. That's much more beautiful. Now my images are all approximately the same dimensions, which is why we have a large and two smalls, three smalls, and like this. If some of the images were taller than others, then this layout would get even more exotic, and it starts to look pretty cool after a while. In our next video, we'll take a look at some slider options. In this session, we're going to take a look at using sliders or slideshows to present your content. Keep in mind that some people don't like looking at images in sliders, so this is a decision you'll have to make on your own. Some people prefer to be able to just see all the images at once and click the one they wish. But some do like sliders. So we'll take a look at how to make that work. Let's edit this post. And then here on the right, you can show gallery as slider. You can choose to hide navigation arrows and navigation dots. You can choose to autoplay, time between slides, and the effect. We'll choose slide horizontal first. And there we are. And if we make the screen narrow, you can see that it's responsive and continues to work even on a phone. Let's choose Fade and Autoplay. And there, after 6 seconds, or 6,000 microseconds, you can see that it changes itself, and it fades. Now those are all the options we have. I'm going to turn off the autoplay because it annoys me. But I do like fade, so we'll keep that. There are other options for sliders besides the one built into WordPress. One of the best, in my opinion, is called Soliloquy. It's extremely well made, puts a value on performance and security, and is very responsive. including touch responsive. So if you're on an iPad, you can touch it with your finger to change slides. The main one is not free. You can get it for your personal site for as little as $19. But there's a light version on WordPress.org. So you can download it and try it, get an idea of how it works. Let's try that and see how it looks. There, now we have a nav item down here called Soliloquy. Let's add new. And we'll call it Butterflies Day 2. And we'll select images. Now because this is the light version, we have to upload from our computer. We can't choose from ones that are already in the media library. And here are our images appearing just like that. You can click the eye and put in some metadata. You can include a long-form caption as well if you wish. Under Config, you can change a theme, set up some dimensions, a transition type. The free one only has fade, transition duration, transition speed, and a slider gutter. And then you can choose to crop the images to match your slider size. I don't want to do that actually. And what that really does is ignore your slider dimensions. So now I'm going to publish. So now my slider exists, but it is not on any poster page. I could copy these shortcodes, but instead I'm going to do something a little different. Earlier I created a Day 2 post, which simply has some text on it. But now here at the top I can add slider, and I can choose from one of the existing ones. We'll update, and now we'll view post. And there it is. It's auto-playing right now, but I can advance manually. There are many other options besides the built-in and Soliloquy. Some of them are free and some are not. You'll need to try them if you don't like these and see which ones you do like. And lastly, keep in mind, not everyone likes a slider. You'll need to check with your audience to see how popular that is. And you can do that by posting some in sliders and some not in sliders, and look at the popularity of the posts in your stats. If nobody goes to the slider ones, maybe you shouldn't be making those. In our next video, we'll take a look at making an audio post. In this video, we're going to take a look at making a page for an audio gallery. WordPress has some excellent audio presentation tools, and we're going to take a look at using those. So first, let's make a new post. There. Now I have some text. Now I want to add a playlist from some music. I'm going to go to Upload Files. And then I will choose some music. And there we are. My music is uploaded. But now I can go to Create Audio Playlist. These are all pre-selected for me because I just uploaded them. It grabs the titles for me and puts them over here. And it's all set. So now I'm going to go Create Playlist. Now I could change the order by dragging them around if I wish, but they're in the order of the album, so I'm going to leave that. I can show a track list, show artist name and track list, and show images. There. Now you can see right in the editor that I have that playlist there. Now it says Rob Costello here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to edit this and not show the artist name in the track list. There we are. Now I'm going to include a featured image from the gardens. And then my theme, Make, will handle that featured image how it sees best. So we'll publish, and we'll view post. So there we have an image at the top. It says Day 3. Today we went to a concert at the gardens. And I can click and it plays the music. Now obviously putting an entire album that you don't own up on your website is probably not a good idea. Somebody's probably going to come after you. However, we're building a portfolio site here, so I'm assuming that you are perhaps a musician and will want to put your own music on your own site. As long as you don't have a problem with someone downloading it, then that works just fine. And as you can see, it's pretty attractive. The same thing works for videos. The process is exactly the same, and the only difference would be a video player here above where this audio player is. There's really not that much more involved with creating an audio or video profile. WordPress handles the embedding of that media just fine. As you can see, it's not that difficult to build an excellent portfolio page, given a good base theme and excellent content. I can't stress that enough. A good portfolio site comes from good content. If you have gorgeous pictures or beautiful music or wonderful videos, then you're a long way toward having a great portfolio. Pair that with a solid base theme like Make and some excellent plugins, and you can have something really great. We made a homepage using a gallery built into Make, which isn't very interactive, but really quite attractive. We have a nice archive. Our archive has full content in each post. We made an audio post. We made 2 different slider posts, plus an excellent tiled post. I hope that your experience building a portfolio for your own content goes just as smoothly as mine.